But anyway, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade, he is the blue Zerg, and the current world champion, he is Dark.
His opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand side of the map. It is your red Zerg player, Solar.
Solar definitely not one to be underestimated. Neither of these players are, as both of them, I think, are rated top 10 in the world. Finally, we get some nice-looking scouts with the overlords. Nice and slow, happy boys. Okay.
Flying space cows.
Flying space cows.
Across,
Haven't heard that one before, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
Both players we're going to see take an exactly timed hatchery almost at the same second, but Dark's is a little bit faster by, like, I think, a second. But both these players, you know, going for the same, what I'm going to assume is going to be a hatch gas pool. As, yep, they both go for 3 drones right after. And, yeah, then there's gas. It's just going to be hatch gas pool out of both of these players here. As they can either transition to roaches or Hydra Lurker Viper, Lingbane Muta, roach timings. Oh, there's so many options, man. I can't list them all.
Oh, and 2 overlords over here. Are they about to kiss? Oh, they do it.
I'm still a supporter of the first 2 overlords should get a gun so they can shoot at each other. Give the overlords a gun, guys.
Limp the other guy.
Yeah. Does no damage, but it's like a paintball gun or something. Nothing that actually impacts the game or anything, but something fun.
For sure.
I see Dark is a true connoisseur of the best skins for Zerg, the simulant skins. And that's a Cerberus spawning pool. I take it back. Never mind.
So you see all the robotic things on the edge of them. I'll have to take your word for which skin that is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just use the all machine ones. I don't know. Maybe I'm picky. Well, both players again are going to be doing the same thing. Solar sending 2 little slowlings across the map, as Dark right now does not have any out, but he is making 4. As Solar decided to cut a little bit and make only 2. So that is going to give him, that would have given him a little bit of a disadvantage if Dark went for an early aggression attack, but you know, he just takes a 3rd base instead in typical Dark fashion.
Yeah, no, I think something interesting to talk about is the locations that these players chose to put their 3rds, right? Yeah. Solar going for kind of like that triangle 3rd base location as opposed to the linear 3rd that we see out of Dark, which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, seems to me like Solar might be a little bit more aggressive, right? Just having that production structure that much closer to the opponent's side of the map.
Yeah, it's either, I mean, I personally do what Dark is doing and take the linear bases, but what Solar is doing is definitely not bad. I think it's also so that he can, you know, rotate to it a little bit quicker with the army if it's waiting up here at the natural. Because you will not have, you know, as much space to cover.
Yeah, most definitely.
So, both players, you know, Baneling Nest. We're going to see Lingbane Wars because, you know, it's ZVZ, guys. And this is just what happens.
Yeah, speed is done for both these players now. It looks like Dark has quite a few more Zerglings. Solar going to start morphing a couple Banes, and Dark is responding as well.
Ooh, he gets a nice surround on the Queen! Let's go. Okay. Nice surround on the Queen. It does go down. More Banes are being morphed. How many drones is Dark going to be able to get with this, though? Drones are being pulled off. Banelings from Solar trying. Oh, another surround on the Queen. This Queen is going to go down as well here. This is unfortunate. As both Queens go down for Solar. Nice Baneling connection taking out majority of the Lings here. Solar doing some nice micro with the drones as he do has to, oh, of course, as soon as I say that, Dark capitalizes and 11 drones fall for Solar. Another Queen is going to pop out, but you're already down 6 workers in a ZVZ. It is a little bit unfortunate. Dark continuing to funnel Lings across the map here as more Banes are being morphed in. Nice surround there. Oh my god, Dark, what are these Baneling connections? Well, that's Chi-Chi. Dark takes, you know, game 1 in very quick fashion.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, as an outsider, that just seems incredibly stressful. Like, one Baneling can kill, like, half of your army.
Half
at
your
that
army.
early
Can
stage
kill
of the
your
game.
entire army, man.
Sure, yeah, and that's exactly what we saw. So very well done by Dark. Definitely turning the heat up, making some stuff happen in game number 1. The real question is, will Solar be able to bounce back in game number 2, recover and stabilize, or are we going to hop into our next series? Only time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting a 5-minute game. Actually, that was like 450 something. That was under 5 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, looking at the times, 4:59.
We had a longer break than that game.
That game, yeah. Yeah, one of the players was AFK longer. All right, let's go ahead and try to climb into this next game here.
I'm trying to join in. I'm like, wait, I'm not the party leader? Oh, that's right. I gave it to you, thinking you could drag me in.
I'm going to throw this back at you so I don't have any responsibility here.
Ah, there it is.
There we go.
Okay.
I don't want this. You be the responsible one.
Hey. Don't throw that on me, man. Well, here we go. As we're all typing go, go, go. These guys want to go and ladder, I guess. I don't know. I think it's like, what, 3 p.m. or so, or 5 p.m. now in Korea? They want to go have dinner, I think, maybe? Something like that.
Yeah, I think I think it's about 5. Let's see, it's what, 11:50, so I think 4:50 p.m. In Korea. So on Thursday, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's 4:50 on Thursday. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good old Korea. 14 hours ahead of us.
It's almost Friday.
Yeah. Well, here we go again. Spawning in the top left-hand side of Death Aura. He is the Blue Zerg and still the current world champion. He's now also up 1 game. It is Dark from Dragon Phoenix Gaming.
And spawning the bottom right-hand side, representing Kaizi Gaming, it is your red Zerg player. It is none other than Solar.
Again, Solar is not one to be underestimated. Dark has just dropped the 12 pull. Oh, boy. Dark is not playing any games today, as it looks like this could possibly be it could be 14, 13, 12, but that's before I saw the 12 pull. So it's a variation on the 14, 13, 12. Might just be a 12 pull, which you don't really see that much in ZVZ anymore. I mean, we used to see it back in the era of Jaedong and stuff, but not much.
Yeah, I feel like Hatch Gas Pool, if you know that things are coming, you can try to hold against it.
Yeah. I mean, the safer option here, if you know something is coming, I mean, you take a 15 pool, which is a little bit safer.
Sure.
And
it's more economic.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to come out. Now, these things are running across the map. They are going to get spotted by the Overlord, but I mean...
no, they might. They might get spotted by the secondary Overlord.
Maybe.
If they don't get spotted by the secondary Overlord, oh my god, Dark knows exactly where it's coming. He saw it with his Overlord. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He knows exactly where it's coming from. Dark, continuing to be Dark.
Yeah,
he's going to scout around it. Oh my god.
Yeah, and this means that we're not going to have enough larvae here to make lings. We're not going to be able to drop spines immediately, and this is going to be disastrous here for Solar. He's continuing to drone up. He's making a couple queens. He's just now starting up a couple of drones, but I mean, the lings are already here. They get 1 drone immediately. Spine is going to start, but
Solar's going to have to micro like a madman against this. And I mean, Metabolic and Banelings are on the way for Dark here. He is down supply, but Dark's going to micro this, and he has Bane, so he's just going to win against any amount of Zerglings at this point.
Yeah, well, he's got speed now, so he's going to immediately be able to surround all these lings, and I think things are going from bad to worse here. I feel like he should really save those Banes for the drones, and yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to kind of wander these in. Has to be careful that the Spine of the Queen doesn't pick them off, but...
Yep. Well, Spine does finish in the main here, as you said, and okay. That lag on that Zergling kill was a bit weird. But here we go, Dark continuing to try and end this right here. As the Baneling, the Spine is unburrowed, the Bane can just walk into this drone clump, and nope, he's just not going to explode yet. He's going to wait to get onto the bigger clump here, seeing what he can grab. Looks like he's going to go for this one in the corner. If he can get on top of this, it's going to be great for him. But the Link's doing a little bit to block it.
Even if he's not like killing anything, he's just denying so much mining time. And I mean, these Lings are going to be able to take down the base on the low ground.
Yeah.
We have 8 more Lings in production here from Dark.
It seems he's just going home, though, as Solar's going to start running across the map, because he's helped us in a pretty decent fashion.
Yeah.
He's only lost 2 drones, so he's in a great spot, actually.
Yeah, he's actually up 18 workers to 11, so, his hatchery is done, whereas Dark is just now, he's, what, 25% of the way, maybe a third of the way done with this hatchery of his own. Still no drones in production. It is all Lings.
Dark's just going to continue to try to run this down. I mean, he has thrown down the hatchery at his natural about 30 seconds ago, but I don't think that's going to be enough here.
I think it's going to be more of a macro hatch, right? I don't think he's using this to try to mine. I mean,
Dark's a bit all in at this point. Oh my god, how many Lings is it? 24 Lings.
Yeah, so Solar knows that this is still alive, and I wouldn't be mad seeing just a couple like Evos come down and like wall the front, right?
It's definitely an option, but I don't think Solar has the money to spend right now.
Yeah, that's true. He is making another queen.
Ooh, nice surround there by Dark. This is such a ridiculously close game. Oh, Queen's providing a nice barrier at the ramp here. The Ling's trying to get through. They do get a surround on the Spine Crawler. Transfusion's going down as the Spine is about to fall. It does fall. Nice explosion on the Baneling as more Zerglings from Dark and Banes are going to continue to come in. Zerglings running into the main. They are picking Lings and drones as this happens, and Solar might be forced to GG out here. He doesn't have much left. One Spine Crawler does finish here as 2 drones have fallen so far. More are getting surrounded. That Spine Crawler suiciding, stabbing that Baneling, and he kind of screws his own drones over there.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a second Spine, though, and it's at the front. There are Lings on the map that are kind of cutting off the reinforcements a little bit, although I don't think they want to get this fight up here.
GG. Okay. Yeah, Dark knows that he didn't break him on the first hit or the second hit, so he knows it's over. There's no point to continue or prolong this, and he's just going to say GG and move on to Game 3 against Solar. Very, very good hold by Solar there.
Yeah, like you said, I think it's a lot easier to hold if you go for that kind of 15 pool. You're like, all right, cool, you're 12 pooling, I'm going to 15 pool. I will be able to win this war of attrition. But Solar saying, I don't even need to do that. I'm just going to continue. I'm going to make my hatch rate 16, then drop my gas in my pool, and I'm still going to come out on top.
Yeah.
So we do have the third map in the chat here.
All right, I'm the responsible one now. Forgot about that for a second.
Yeah, give you the responsibility.
Here we go. We're just going right. Dark is not playing around. Maybe we'll see a full ZVZ against Solar today from either one of these players, but who knows?
Yeah, certainly have seen quite a bit of aggression out of these players thus far.
Yeah, I mean, Dark with the 12 pool, that's more common in, ZVP, where, no one wants to go even past the 5-minute mark half the time. And I don't even blame him for that, because Protoss, man, it's just,
See, what's interesting is I feel like there's, the early game, but then there's also, like, the super late game, like when Zergs get that big Spine Forest up, and you got, like, Lurkers, and Hydras, and Vipers, and Infestors, like that. That's also a scary place as a Protoss player.
It's a bit hard to live to that point, though.
That is true. That is true. The mid game is the Protoss domain.
Well, spawning in the top right corner of Jagannatha, the blue Zerg from Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is Dark.
His opponent having a tremendous hold last game. It is your red Zerg player from Kaizi Gaming. It is Solar.
Solar definitely not one to count out by any means, as he is just going to continue to hopefully amaze us here. And his Dark immediately is realizing, okay, I can't do that again. Let's play a real game for a minute.
Okay.
Looks like they're both going to do the exact same thing as game 1. I'm not sure if it's just going to be Ling Bane. There might be some roaches from one of them here, as as, you know, that's a more commonly used unit once we pass the 4-minute mark, but, you know, we shall see if we get to that point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, so it's just going to be a hatch gas pool from both these players again.
Yeah. Most, you know, the most standard of standard here.
I still remember when it used to be 3 hatch before pool. The good days.
Uh-huh. The days of greed.
The days of 150 mineral spawning pools. Overlords and acceleration zones. Majestic creatures. And then they leave.
They go back to being slow.
Unfortunate for them. So, again, this is just a hatch gas pool from both players. They're both going to take a third here. In a little bit of time, this drone is not going to do it, though. He's just going to go to the natural. And about the 5th or so drone, about the 2:30 or so mark, somewhere in that range, he's going to go and take the third base, if this is the build I'm thinking of. Could also be a 2-base timing, transitioning into a later on third base. As you know, both players, metabolic, queens, drones, overlords, the usual shenanigans. Again, Solar doing what he did in game 1, only making 2 links instead of the 4 that most Zergs make. Dark actually, yep, there are his 4. As you know, the 4 links help you, you know, live if something bad happens. They give you that little window of time you have to react. And as I said, Dark and Solar both taking the third base around the 230, 240 mark. As looking very similar to a repeat of game 1. Baneling Nest going down for both players as well. As both continuing to drone up and add on more links and such.
Yeah, no, one thing that I think is a very subtle, very small difference between these two players in the build, we see Solar has actually pulled one of his drones off the gas in favor of just getting a few more minerals, whereas Dark has left all 3 mining that gas. And so we do see that reflected in the little gas bank here. You know, currently Dark is up about 40 gas.
We definitely do.
Means,
two more Banelings.
yeah, means we'll see a couple more Banelings.
I don't think this is going to be... I think Solar is going to hold this if it's going to be another huge Ling Bane attack from Dark. He should be able to hold it this time. He's adding on Evo chambers here. Okay, so he's completed the the half wall. If you're a Zerg player, you know what it is. That lovely wall that you put up in ZVZ and sometimes ZVP to funnel in the enemy units.
Okay, well, and the other nice thing about this half wall is that if the queen or queens are able to kind of get in there, they're going to be able to prevent Dark from seeing this layer.
You definitely will. You do need 2 queens for it, though, as you said. They're not that big. They're not the alpha queens for StarCraft 2. They're like the size of a planet.
Yeah.
Dark, running across the map with the Lings and the Banes that are morphing in, as we saw in the first game. Well, I'm pretty sure... Okay, both players now going for a Roach Warren. Again, he gets the surround on the Queen. Solar does have Banelings, though. Another surround on this Queen. He goes for it, but the Banelings denying it at every step. See, Solar, he knows what's happening this game. He knows that Dark is going to try to do something cheeky. As Dark, actually, on the other hand, this game, playing a little bit more economical. He's droning up. He's making 8 drones at a time, and he's going to go for a 3-base Roach timing.
So this is interesting. As I saw both players, getting their layers and getting the Roach Warren, I was expecting the Roach movement speed, and that's what we see out of Dark. But when we look at Solar, Solar's getting melee attack out of the Evo chamber. Can you shed some light here?
Yeah. Okay. So this is a little bit of a lesser known strategy from the Zerg players. I say lesser known, but it's still very commonly done. You get melee and you try to out damage the roaches with the Ling melee attack. I mean, just looking at the number of roaches we're going to have here, it's only going to be about 6 compared to what could be a large amount of Zerglings for Solar. Right now he's on 11. He's going to aim for about 30 or so, because once you get to that, they can surround the roaches, and the +1 melee, if the roaches do not have Carapace, they're going to be destroyed very quickly, especially if they get surrounded.
I see, I see. And it looks like actually on top of this, Solar is taking all the gases. So in addition to kind of holding off against those roaches with these lings, we're going to see him go into Spire.
Yep.
And yeah, actually that Spire is in the main base. So uh, both players opting to go for all of these gases as well as the Spires. So
nice connection there from the Banelings, helping out Dark a little bit as he tries to pick one in the back. Doesn't work though. Solar now going on to a 4th base here. He knows that a 3 to 4 base Muta is very strong in ZVZ if it's not scouted. Granted, Dark is now going to see that he has taken almost all the gases here. As he, oh my god, Dark makes it in. He made it in. He made it in. He sees the Spire, I think. Oh my god, Dark, please run to the back and see this. Dark, please see this. No. No way.
So
He doesn't
Dark
see
does
it.
not get eyes on it. He does have eyes on the layer and does see that all 6 gases have been taken.
Yep.
So he's got to imagine that that's happening.
Oh my
meanwhile,
god. He's up to 8 gases now. Once
Yeah,
that 4th base finishes. He does see that with his Overlord, so that's going to set off even more alarm bells. Yep, here are the Spore Crawlers. The Hydra Den is up, is coming down for Solar, as Dark now also has his Spire.
yeah, and that's interesting. I think like Solar didn't quite get a full scout off on the Spire, but he saw the extra gases at the natural and it's like, all right, cool. You're also trying to go into mutas and goes for the Hydras and then immediately drops a Lurker Den when the Hydra Den finishes.
I mean, that's good. It opens up your tech path, but once Dark realizes this, he's making Corruptors. Yeah, he's making 9 Corruptors at a time, which is going to be great dealing with these Mutalisks because they do not deal extra damage to Corruptors, and Corruptors themselves very beefy units at 200 HP.
Certainly chunky boys. But I mean, Solar's done a great job. He's been able to pick off a few. It's at 3 Overlords at this point now.
Yeah.
The rest of the Overlords are going to have to fly back, and then the Queens are going to be able to force these mutas away. Almost loses one muta. Does have to be careful. Pulls it to the back.
Oh my. Well, I mean, Solar trying to get in and do as much as he can. He's now going on to Hive at 8 minutes, so he can get the Lurker upgrades if he so chooses to get them. But it looks like Dark just adding on more and more Corruptors. It seems he could transition into Broodlords as well once he gets his Hive. Not very common in ZVZ, but definitely a possibility. Oh, poor Drone's gonna go bye-bye to these mutas.
He tries to make its way out to take a base. Is not successful.
So Dark's still sitting on 3 base, and Solar's on 5 here. I mean, they're both even on supply, but Solar is up 14 workers at the current moment.
Yeah, and as it turns out, Corruptors aren't great at fighting ground armies. They can fly in, they can bile. What's it? Whatever their vomiting.
Yeah,
attack
the
is.
vomit ability.
The vomit corruption, whatever it's called.
Caustic something maybe.
Caustic, yeah, that's the one.
I'm not even sure if it is.
They can fly in here and they can take down some of these structures.
Oh, well, here we go. I mean, he's aiming for the Overlords. It's a good choice, but you're sitting over Hydras, which do not do any damage because Corruptors are very beefy, especially with a Flyer Carapace 1. As he's just supply blocking Solar as hard as he can. He's fighting over Spores too. I don't think Dark cares at this point.
Ooh, Caustic Spray, that's what it's called.
There we go.
He does use the Caustic Spray to snipe down the
Lurker
Den. And like you said, just going for all these Overlords. And that's going to be a little bit annoying for Solar to deal with. I mean, now he has been able to remake those Overlords, still able to get up to max supply. And I think that,
Ooh, I missed this. There's a Ling run by in the main of Dark. He hasn't lost any drones yet, and the Roaches are coming in to defend this. 2 drones have gone down so far. I mean, it's a little bit of a run by for Solar, but, he doesn't really lose much to it. I also want to point out that the Hydralisks are just starting their movement speed upgrade that is off creep. And now there are 2 Lurker Dens going down, just in case one gets sniped. Very smart. Now you can also get both upgrades at the same time.
Yeah, I actually saw TLO do this. I mean, it wasn't at 10 minute, but it was like a Lurker double upgrade rush in something recently. And it was really cute to just see him. Yeah, he just drops both Lurker Dens and starts both.
Dr. Dario always has the screwiest things.
He's
Well,
got some.
Dark, actually, oh my god, he's continuing to snipe all the Overlords of Solar, meaning he cannot continue to do a lot against this. The Hydras do not have their movement speed. They're back on creep. But against Roach Ravager, Hydras are not going to be able to do much. Dark does have vision of these Lurkers. Bile's dropping absolutely on top of everything. And yeah, I mean, Solar is going to force him back, but Dark is just doing a lot to piss Solar off, I'll say. It continues to snipe all the Overlords. As
we've got
Missile 2 finishes for him now.
Missile 2 finishes, and we do see those muscular augments coming down for the Hydralisks as well. So they're going to start moving a lot faster. Seismic Spine's finishing up as well, so these Lurkers are going to be able to shoot farther and dig deeper with those adaptive talons.
Yeah, 0.5 or 0.4 second burrow. It's ridiculously fast. They just do it immediately, basically, as they just up, down, repositioning very, very quickly.
Yeah, and that really helps against the biles of those Ravagers. And I'm afraid that if Dark doesn't get off of this, kind of Roach Ravager composition, he's just going to get overrun by all of these
Lurkers.
Lurkers.
Yeah, I mean, Hydra Lurker is definitely a very good unit comp to play into in ZVZ. It just takes a little bit to get to it. Dark with a flank of Roaches over here, picking 3 Lurkers for free almost. I mean, one of them is going to survive and burrow. More burrowing as Solar is trying to get a surround here. But Solar is down on supply right now. Dark is trying to pick all these Lurkers. He pulled Solar's army out of position here, and now he's just picking all the Lurkers right now. I don't think there are that many left. There are only, there are no Lurkers left. There are actually 4. Never mind, there are 4. Yep, they are in the back, though, as the Roaches just run into the main base. And are just going to start picking and ripping Hydralisks apart.
Yeah, and I actually, with the number of Hydras here, you should be able to clean all this up. And Dark actually lost quite a few of these Corruptors as they were moving with the Roaches over all of the spores. If we take a look at the supply, Solar is currently up 177 to the 150 here of Dark.
Yeah.
Dark's got a little bit more of a mineral bank, but not that much. As more of these Corruptors go down trying to caustic spray the hatchery, I don't think it's going to be enough, and we see Solar starting to move across the map and take an engagement here at the center.
Yeah, Dark has stopped producing off of his Spire. Now he's dropping biles like there's no tomorrow. He picks a Hydra with it. Lurkers unburrow and move forward again. Dark is trying to hold on with this Roach Ravager. Solar up supply. The army supply is pretty equal, and he is holding off for right now, but the Hydra Lurker is just ridiculously strong.
Oh man, and with the these movement zones, the Lurkers can reposition very quickly. Ravagers are going to try to work their way around and kind of do a little, I guess, run by. They're making their way down to this third base.
I mean, they're going to do a lot of damage here, but that's if he actually gets in. He's going to go in. He's going to target down the drones. Some of the Roaches staying. It's half the others are just running home. Only 2 drones going down so far. Now it's going to be about 3 or so. It's not that big, but on the other side, another Roach Ravager ball is trying to get in and pick more workers at this other base. Solar getting a nice surround on these on those Roaches, exploding immediately with some help from the Lurkers. Drones have been pulled, but 17 have gone down so far. Dark is up drones for one of the first times in this game here. Another bile landing on top of the Hydras from Solar as Dark is continuing to try and hold on and claw his way back into this game. Solar now attacking with the Lurkers. If Dark sees this, it's going to be great, but the Lurkers burrow so quickly, and there are no Overseers here. Solar has his Overseer here, but Dark needs his. Oh, the Hydra flank and from every angle is just going to pick these Roaches apart.
Yeah, and at this point, we do see those Lurkers starting to make their way on up to the 4th base here of Dark. And we're entering base race territory, right? All the Roaches and Ravagers are here, but there's a lot of Lurkers that are actually coming back home, and I
don't think that's the answer. No, you need to commit to this base trade, Solar. Roach Ravager is going to destroy your army if you get caught in these biles like you're about to.
No, I actually really like what Solar's doing here. He's able to take out this 4th base with just that small pack of Lurkers. And he's preventing these units from getting into his natural. Now he's still tied in bases, and the army supply is similar, but definitely tech is in favor of Solar here.
Yeah, it definitely is right now. It's melee 1 and missile 2 for Solar versus Oh, of course, as soon as I say that, the Hydra's trying to catch this Roach Ravager out on a flank, and Dark falls behind in supply as the Roach Ravager is forced to walk through the Hydras to get away from these lurkers. As it looks like Dark is just going to start losing more and more here. Another ball of Roach Ravager, though, as he seems to have an endless supply of Roach Ravager because he's Dark and he likes his Roach Ravager. He just keeps making them, and they just keep flooding across the map. Unfortunately, though, the Hydra Lurker is just a higher tech army, and it does beat it. Hydra's flanking here as Dark drops some nice vials here, trying to and as you said, the adaptive talent's making it so you really can't bile these lurkers down. Again, that lurker lived with like 1 health or 2, close enough. Dark getting a little bit reckless here, though, unfortunately.
I think as Solar continues pushing forwards here, he's going to turn around and come home. He is taking his 4th base, and the 4th hatchery has not started yet for Dark.
He's also making Mutalisks to, make Dark go into something. Because, Dark making his own Mutas against this is not a good choice. He needs his own Hydra Lurker almost, but Dark right now does not have the economy for it. Neither player really does, but, since Solar's already on it, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, Dark has quite a bit of gas banked up, so if he needs to, make a few Ravagers, he could, but he doesn't quite have the minerals for it. We see 3, did I say Ravager? Corruptors. We see 3 Corruptors in production here out of Dark, but that's not going to be enough here. Yeah. And as soon as Solar starts forcing Corruptors out of Dark, he's going to go ahead and start making some more Lurkers, and Corruptors don't really do anything against Lurkers.
They really do not. Well, Burrow is also now researching. I'm not sure if that's actually a thing he wanted or if it's a misclick. But, oh, nope, they're going to go for Tunneling Claw, Burrowed Roaches. Okay. I mean, it avoids the Mutas as long as there are no Overseers. And they can pop up around the Lurkers, which is what he's going to try to go for here. The Corruptor's trying to deny these this little 9 Muta ball. As Solar is continuing to go back into Roach production. He's adding on Roach Speed and Ground Carapace now.
And I also don't like, I don't mind getting Burrow. I guess against like you have a bunch of Mutas popping into my base and, just burrowing your or your drones. I guess that could be useful for saving drones, if you don't want to commit to too much anti-air. I think it's not necessarily the primary use. I think the burrowed movement is certainly the main intention here, but we see the Spore Forest starting to make its way up.
Well, here we go. I do not think Dark has enough to hold this. It's basically all Ravagers here, as there are 20 of them with 20 Roaches. Roaches are in there, mixed in there, but I mean, Dark is dropping some very nice biles, but he's down so much army supply right now. He's trying to go on to a 4th base again. I honestly would like to see him take it where the 2 Overlords are sitting right now from Solar. He does see it, but you can actually take that base. Don't send the drones. No. Nice Biles taking out one of the Lurkers here. They unburrow and come up again and again. Biling his own Creep Tumors now as he's trying to land more Biles as, Solar's army value is just starting to come out on top right here. Dark's trying to push across the map with some Roaches here, trying to harass and catch the reinforcements off guard. As the Ravager Ball fights Hydra Lurker featuring like 4 Roaches, some of the Lurkers are going to unburrow and move forward here. Again, Adaptive Talent is just such a nasty upgrade when paired like this. Dark trying to bile down these Lurkers. It's just not going to work though, unfortunately. As he's going to have to fight into this Hydra Roach army. Hydra Roach does not have the addition of the Lurkers, but now he does. They're going to guard the rear flank as the Hydras are going to attempt to move up into the 4th base. Or actually, no, they're just going to retreat because Dark is doing a lot of damage at Solar's home. He's taken out 13 drones, and, I mean, the Mutas did clean it up as the 2 Tunneling Claw Roaches are there. And Solar is going to take out Dark, and he is going to be the 3rd person to qualify tonight.